Scooby-Doo was not just a colorful Saturday morning cartoon, it was a production pressure cooker that quietly rewired television animation forever. Behind the laughter, chaos erupts in recording booths, deadlines collapse weekly, networks panic over content, animators push themselves past exhaustion to keep the mystery machine rolling. This is the story behind the curtain. 15 wild facts about Scooby-Doo that expose the tension, fear, and creativity hiding beneath every chase scene. Fact number 15. Scooby-Doo exists because television executives are terrified of parental backlash. In the late 1960s, networks faced mounting criticism over violent cartoons. Superheroes punch monsters, guns flash on screen, parents complain loudly. Executives demand something safer, something lighter, something that feels harmless. Hanna-Barbera responds with a radical pivot. Not action, but atmosphere. Not punches, but puzzles. Scooby-Doo replaces physical danger with spooky suggestion. Ghosts look frightening but never hurt anyone. Villains always unmask as ordinary people. The violence disappears but the tension remains. What audiences do not know is how calculated this shift becomes. Every chase, every scare, every reveal is engineered to feel thrilling without crossing a line. Scooby-Doo becomes a compromise between fear and safety. It is not accidental. It is survival. And it quietly changes the direction of television animation for decades. Fact number 14. The original concept for Scooby-Doo looks nothing like the show audiences love. Early development pitches center on a wholesome folk music band solving mysteries between songs. Executives imagine banjos, guitars, and gentle humor. It is soft, too soft. Test audiences feel bored. The project nearly collapses. Then a last-minute reinvention erupts. Music fades into the background. Mystery moves front and center. Characters sharpen. Personalities clash. Fred becomes the leader. Daphne the danger magnet. Velma the brain. Shaggy the wild card. And the dog becomes the soul. What audiences do not know is how close Scooby-Doo comes to cancellation before a single episode airs. The final version is not a first-draft success. It is a desperate rebuild under pressure. The show survives because it abandons safety and embraces controlled chaos. Fact number 13. Scooby-Doo recording sessions are far messier than the polished final episodes suggest. Voice actors frequently improvise. Laughter interrupts takes. Timing breaks constantly. The chemistry between performers becomes both a gift and a problem. Directors struggle to keep sessions on schedule as ad-libs spiral. Scooby and Shaggy especially push boundaries. Their comedic rhythm creates magic but also chaos. Scripts stretch. Animators wait on finalized dialogue. Production bottlenecks form. What audiences do not know is how fragile this balance becomes. Too much improvisation threatens deadlines. Too little kills the humor. Scooby-Doo survives by riding this tension episode after episode. It is not clean. It is not efficient. It is alive. And that looseness becomes the secret ingredient that makes the characters feel real rather than manufactured. Fact number 12. The monsters in Scooby-Doo terrify children without ever truly harming anyone. That is not accidental. It is psychological design. Creatures loom large, shadows stretch, music swells, but contact never happens. The fear lives in anticipation rather than impact. What audiences do not know is how carefully this line is engineered. Sensors monitor every storyboard. Animators learn to suggest danger rather than show it. A door slam replaces a strike. A chase replaces a fight. Scooby-Doo teaches a generation how to be scared safely. It trains young viewers to confront fear without consequences. This design becomes a template copied endlessly across animation. The show does not just entertain. It educates audiences in how to process anxiety through humor. That legacy reaches far beyond Saturday mornings. Fact number 11. Scooby-Doo production runs at a relentless pace that grinds crews down. Episodes must be completed quickly to meet broadcast demands. Reuse becomes survival. Hallways repeat. Doors duplicate. Chase sequences recycle animation frames. What audiences see as playful repetition is actually industrial necessity. Animators work long hours under intense pressure. Creativity fights exhaustion daily. What audiences do not know is how close quality comes to slipping. The show holds together because the team understands its own limitations. Rather than hide repetition, Scooby-Doo turns it into rhythm. The familiar hallways become comfort. The repeated chases become signature. Constraint becomes identity. And that decision allows the show to endure while many flashier productions burn out and disappear. Fact number 10. By the time Scooby-Doo becomes a hit, the pressure behind the scenes explodes. Ratings climb fast. Merchandise follows immediately. Executives demand more episodes faster. Creative breathing room vanishes. Writers face shrinking turnaround windows. Animators face longer nights. What audiences do not know is how fear enters the studio. Fear of missing deadlines. Fear of cancellation. Fear of losing control of the tone. Scooby-Doo is not running on comfort. It is running on urgency. And right here the show almost loses itself. This is why I say go ahead and like and subscribe, because moments like this shape television history, and most people never hear about them. Scooby-Doo survives because the team doubles down on formula. Mystery structure tightens. Humor sharpens. The machine does not slow. It accelerates. Fact number 9. Scooby-Doo introduces a radical idea for children television. Monsters are never supernatural. Ever. Every ghost, ghoul, and phantom is a human in disguise. This is not just a narrative trick. It is philosophy. What audiences do not know is how intentional this becomes. The show quietly teaches skepticism. Fear is questioned. Authority is challenged. Masks come off. Adults are exposed as frauds. Scooby-Doo does not say monsters are real. It says lies are real. Greed is real. Deception is real. For a young audience, this is powerful. The show trains viewers to think critically while laughing. It is not anti-fantasy. It is anti-blind belief. That message slides past parents unnoticed. But it shapes how generations interpret fear, power, and truth long after the episode ends. Our fact number 8. The mystery machine itself becomes a logistical nightmare. Animators must maintain continuity across dozens of episodes. Colors, proportions, and angles matter. Mistakes create visible breaks. What audiences do not know is how many redraws this requires. The van is not just transportation. It is a stage. Characters move in and out constantly. Interior shots strain budgets. Exterior chases push reuse limits. Yet the vehicle becomes iconic, not because it is easy, because it is everywhere. Scooby-Doo turns a production burden into branding gold. The mystery machine becomes instantly recognizable across cultures decades later. That level of visual consistency under pressure is rare. It is not luck. It is discipline forged under tight schedules and tighter budgets. Fact number 7. Scooby-Doo quietly redefines teamwork on television. Each character serves a function. Fred plans, Daphne reacts, Velma analyzes, Shaggy improvises, Scooby anchors emotion. What audiences do not know is how deliberate this balance is. Writers ensure no single character solves everything. Success requires cooperation. Mistakes are shared. Credit is collective. This structure influences countless future ensemble shows. Scooby-Doo presents collaboration as survival, not ego, not dominance, just teamwork. In an era dominated by lone heroes, this is a shift. The mystery is never solved alone. The group always needs each other. That message resonates far beyond animation. It teaches viewers that intelligence, courage, humor, and empathy work best together. Fact number 6. The laugh track style reactions in Scooby-Doo are carefully engineered. Silence is avoided. Movement never stops. Music fills gaps. This is not laziness. It is anxiety management. What audiences do not know is how early television fears empty space. Silence risks boredom. Scooby-Doo counters this by layering sound constantly. Footsteps, doors, whimpers, music cues. The effect is relentless momentum. Viewers stay engaged even during reused visuals. This audio density masks repetition and amplifies tension. It keeps children locked in. The show becomes a masterclass in pacing under constraint. Scooby-Doo does not slow down because it cannot afford to, and that urgency becomes part of its DNA. Fact number 5. Scooby-Doo changes how fear is framed for children without announcing it. The show never punishes curiosity. Characters investigate danger instead of running from it. What audiences do not know is how intentional this framing becomes. Writers avoid moral lectures. Instead, they let action teach the lesson. Fear shrinks when examined. Darkness loses power when exposed. Scooby-Doo presents bravery as persistence, not toughness. Characters are scared constantly. They shake, scream, and hide. Yet they keep moving. That contradiction matters. It tells young viewers that courage does not mean fearlessness. It means continuing anyway. This subtle philosophy embeds itself quietly. Scooby-Doo becomes less about monsters and more about emotional resilience. That lesson survives long after animation styles change and trends fade. Fact number 4. Scooby-Doo becomes one of the most merchandised properties in animation history almost overnight. What audiences do not know is how unprepared the creators are for this explosion. Toys, lunchboxes, clothing, and books flood stores. The show stops being just a program. It becomes a brand. That shift creates tension. Creative decisions now face marketing pressure. Designs must be consistent. Characters must remain recognizable. Risks shrink. Freedom tightens. Scooby-Doo adapts by leaning into familiarity rather than reinvention. The formula holds because it is reliable. Mystery after mystery plays out with minor variation. The cost of success is creative flexibility, but the reward is longevity. Scooby-Doo survives because it understands when to evolve and when to stay exactly the same. Fact number 3. Scooby-Doo recordings capture genuine exhaustion at times. Long sessions blur energy levels. Performers push through fatigue. What audiences do not know is how often this weariness becomes performance fuel. Scooby and Shaggy sound frantic because they are. The breathlessness is real. The panic feels authentic. Animation rarely captures this level of raw vocal texture. Scooby-Doo benefits from the human limits of its cast. Imperfection slips through. It makes the characters feel alive, not polished, not artificial. The strain of production bleeds into the final product. That honesty becomes part of the charm. Scooby-Doo feels human because it is created under human pressure, not mechanical precision. Fact number 2. Scooby-Doo quietly shapes how mystery storytelling works for decades. The structure becomes universal. Setup, investigation, chase, reveal, explanation. What audiences do not know is how this simplicity becomes powerful. The pattern allows infinite variation. Locations change. Villains change. The rhythm stays intact. This structure influences everything from crime shows to reality television. Scooby-Doo teaches creators how to pace discovery, how to build tension without violence, how to deliver closure consistently. It becomes a blueprint copied endlessly. The show does not just entertain, it trains future storytellers. That impact is invisible while watching but massive in hindsight. Scooby-Doo becomes a foundational text for episodic mystery storytelling across media. Fact number 1. The biggest secret of Scooby-Doo is its optimism. Beneath fear, chaos, and pressure, the show believes in clarity. Lies are exposed. Truth surfaces. Communities are restored. What audiences do not know is how radical this certainty feels during its era. The late 1960s are full of distrust and upheaval. Scooby-Doo offers reassurance. Problems have explanations. Masks come off. Order returns. That emotional promise matters. It comforts generations during uncertain times. Scooby-Doo does not deny fear. It resolves it. That resolution becomes its legacy. The show endures not because of monsters, but because of hope. Bonus fact: Scooby-Doo survives for decades because it is endlessly adaptable without losing its core. New styles, new eras, new audiences all fit inside the same structure. What looks simple is incredibly resilient. That is the real mystery. Scooby-Doo is not just a cartoon. It is a storytelling engine that never stops running. If you enjoyed this breakdown, go ahead and like, subscribe, and share it with another mystery fan. And remember, every mask hides a story.